throwing a couple of pictures on the wall saying it's staged, or a couple of towels in the bathroom, yeah, that's nice, but that's not going to really get the same effect as having a professional stager come in and really do the whole thing where they to show you what the space is going to be.
Well, and as a real estate agent, or even if they call you directly, they're going to take your advice over someone else. Like if I go in and I say to them, I love your home, I'll be happy to take your listing, and here's what's going to sell for, then I have to turn around and say, now, by the way, we need to get rid of about half your furniture. They're going to say, well, what makes you the expert? Although I feel like I have a lot of expertise, but you are the expert. And they're going to listen to you because you're coming in as the expert in staging.
They're going to listen to me, and you're going to be viewed in a higher light because they're going to view you as she's got this extra piece in her toolbox, right, that she knows what's going on. She's bringing in a professional. And even though you probably would say the same thing, if it's coming from an outside party, an objective party that does this for a living, exactly, the seller is going to go, okay, if the realtor had mentioned it and now the professional stager is mentioning it, it must be true. And we do a great job we call it playing the bad cop. So as a realtor listing, you want to stay in good graces with your clients, as do we. It's not like we're going to come in and offend people. However, it works really well that they know that we're there to help them. We're teaming with the realtor and the seller themselves to create the most impact and get priced and sell their property in the shortest amount of time.
Before that term staging got kind of popular, about 10 years ago or 8 or 10 years ago, because I have a background in being in model homes and working for builders and developers, they stage those homes perfectly. The sofa is exactly the right size for that wall. Everything has been proportionate to that staging because they brought in interior decorators that understand model homes. So I used to tell my clients, you're not in competition with the house down the street for sale. You're in competition with the builder's models who have them perfectly staged. So I say, I used to use the term modelize your home. You've got to have your home looking like a model home. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, when people go in and they see the furniture that maybe grandma had and the doilies and so forth, it gives a different impression than how they're going to have their home. So let's talk about not only the investor, but let's switch over to you actually go in and you're going to talk to that person about maybe decluttering, furniture. I don't know what the word would be. De something, right? Debunking
throwing their furniture in the trash now. We do experience that quite often where somebody wants to stay in their home while they're selling it, but they're not real sure what to get rid of. And, we're not going to come in and say, oh, you need all brand new furniture, because it doesn't make sense to purchase any new big pieces for the house you're selling, because guess what? It's not going to fit in the new house that you buy. Right. So if you are at that point where you want to actually buy new furniture, the best time to do it is after you sell the house that you're in and you get to the new house. So just to your point, so you can measure it, make sure it's the right size and style for what you're getting into your new home. And that is exactly what we do. We will identify pieces that need to either go in storage, or that it can go into the garage, or they can sell it. And then we'll use everything that we can to where it still elicits that emotional response where it's warm and inviting. Now, a catch-22 to that is, this is what happens when a realtor goes in and says, okay, declutter, get everything, take everything out, paint everything white, because they maybe had a purple wall. Well, then they call us. This is about the process. They call us down the line, and now we walk in and I say, well, do you have any vases? Do you have any accessories? Do you have any plates? Oh, yeah, they're packed up. I'm like, oh, no. So now that means we can do it one of two ways. We can rent the accessories to that person selling the house, or I can identify, here's what you need, and I can say, here's what you need, go get it, or we can go shopping for them and bring it in, and then they just, basically own it. So that's the dilemma. And hiring a stager early in the process is the best use of your time and the best use of your money.
Exactly. So can you actually bring in some of your staging furniture as well as what they already have? Or is
So
it all or
supplement
nothing?
it?
Yeah, in some situations, it's a case-by-case basis. If they are living in the home, what we will do if there's an empty room and there's not pets and, craziness in the in the house, that's why I say it's a case-by-case basis, we will rent furniture. So dining room is a good example because people sometimes don't ever use that space, or it was a playroom and now they're getting that playroom out and they're bringing the house back to what it should be or what buyers expect. We will definitely rent the furniture to them. If it's a soft good, meaning a pillow or a comforter or something of that nature, we will recommend the color, the style, where to buy it, and then they buy it. We do not rent that for sanitary reasons, and it just never comes back the same way.
I know you like to share your information at seminars. I was at one of your seminars a week or so ago, and I believe you were talking about putting the house back into the proper rooms, if that made sense, or put the proper room. So if you turned your dining room into an exercise room and you don't have dining room furniture, and your living room is your office because you didn't have living room furniture, when you go to sell it, you want to stage it the way it's supposed to look.
Right, because buyers have the expectation of what the space should be based on other homes that they've looked at. So the way we live in a house is not indicative of how we're selling a house, because we utilize the square footage to where it fits our lifestyle. So our bedroom may have a piece of exercise equipment that now becomes a clothes hanger. That way, if you're going to sell your house, you probably want to take that out. Or in my case, for instance, my house, my front formal living room is my home office. And if I was going to go and sell my house, I would take that room and turn it back into the formal area that it's intended to be, because that's what buyers' perception is. It helps them understand the puzzle and not have a question at the end of the viewing of when they're walking through. And so they'll put in an offer if it all works for them.
Exactly, and if they have it staged properly, they don't have to be inconvenienced if they've got their favorite lazy boy sitting in the garage now, because it was too many of them. Sometimes people have 2 and 3 lazy boys in their family room, so
Right.
we've gotten a few. But we say if it's staged properly, it'll sell in a weekend if you have a great open house or something like that, as opposed to being inconvenienced for 30 days or 45 days.
And that's another huge benefit of hiring a professional stager. I mean, there's a lot of people who are DIYers, do-it-yourselfers, and we will come in and we can do a walk and talk report and give them tips and tricks on what to do. And they want to do it themselves. That's fine. But 9 times out of 10, it never really is how it would
Right.
look if we came in and did it, because it's hard to objectively stage your own house because you live in it. It's kind of like wallpaper. It kind of goes into the background of your mind, and it's hard for you to really identify, well, what color is that really? Or, what shape is that really? So when you're staging your own home, you never get the same result as somebody who has never seen it before, but
Exactly.
how buyers are going to view it. And that's the other benefit of hiring an outside person.
And one of the things, too, is that countertop in the kitchen. A lot of people don't realize, because they work with they'll have their coffee pot and their toaster, but they also have a lot of appliances they never use, but they're up there on the countertop.
Yeah.
And we have to say to them, what do you actually have to use? Because you want everything off that counter and everything off the refrigerator.
Yeah. So what I tell people is, now I don't want to inconvenience people so much, like a coffee maker is probably fine. But if you have, 4 other little kitchen appliances,
The bread maker and all those things that you don't
yeah,
use all the time.
I ask people, okay, are we selling the
Yeah.
appliances or are we selling the counter space?
Exactly.
And that's what we have to focus on. Even if they use those things on a daily or weekly basis, I say, let's make some room and let's stow it away.
All right. Actually, 2 things. One, you said about sharing information, so I'd like Lisa to be able to share her contact information. So if you could do that, Lisa.
I'd love to. My phone number is area code 321-837-9808. You can call that number. I'll be happy to answer any questions. My website is www.bellacasastagingandredesign.com.
All right, that's great. And again, the experiences I've had with staging has proven invaluable. The properties sell more quickly and they sell at a higher value. And it looks to me like we have a caller on the line.
Great.
Oh, wait. Is the caller there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Hello, Jean. Would you like to speak with our caller?
Sure. Who are we talking with?
This is Chris Collins. I'm out of the Tampa Bay area,
Oh, great.
and I've been listening to this show, and I'm an investor in properties, and we do a lot of flipping of homes and properties. And my question it's really two parts. One is, what does an investor do that he doesn't have any furniture to go into these places? And two, what does it cost me?
Jean, would you like me to field
Yes,
that question?
please.
Okay, so those are both very, very valid questions. So we work with investors all the time, and obviously if you're flipping a home, basically investors don't want to go into the next business of being a furniture store. So we do provide everything from furniture to accessories to wall art to greenery, area rugs. You name it, we bring it in to really fill out that house and market it beautifully. And so how it works is we would walk through the property if it's already done and identify what rooms need to be staged. There are certain rooms that's very helpful to stage, and then there's other rooms that don't necessarily need to be staged. And we try to keep it most cost effective. And by that, I mean, the main rooms, obviously, if there's an entryway, the formal living and dining, if there is one, and then the family room is very important, the kitchen's very important, and the master suite. So that means the master bedroom and also the master bathroom. And what we offer is, when you go with that package, it's helpful to add, the second or third bathroom if there is one, and we just throw that in because it's very inexpensive and it makes a very big impact too. So you're wooing the buyer where they're wooed, and they don't become, the wind doesn't come out of their sail if you're only staging one room and then they walk through, the rest of the house is empty. So with having said that, our prices start at $1,800, and that includes everything from A to Z, from us walking through the property to give you a customized estimate. It includes all the furniture that we, for the rooms that we stage, that we recommend staging. It includes all the luxury bed linens. We use high-end linens, so it's not going to be the stuff that you see at Dollar Tree or
Target.
or Target. Or actually, Target has some pretty nice stuff. But so we really create a high-end look, as well as the area rugs. So that
now does that stuff become mine, or is that you just bring it in, and then when we sell the house, you come and take it out?
So everything's for sale, Chris. So,
of course it is.
and when we do team up with several investors that have several houses, and sometimes we will move it from A to B to C, meaning the different. So in essence, you can purchase the furniture and the accessories if you wanted to keep it. But typically what we do is come in and we'll bring the furnishings, we'll stage it, and then of course it sells in less than 30 days. We will pick everything up and wait for your next house to be ready to go, and we'll stage that one next.
But on that same subject, Lisa, if they're investing, say, $1,800, what do you think they can actually get for the home because it's staged, a higher price? What percentage do you think? Is that you're doubling your figure like you were saying?
Yeah, so the return on investment when you invest in staging it's anywhere from 200 to 500%. And when I say that, so let's take round numbers. If you're going to pay $2,000, if you're going to invest $2,000 in staging, you will probably get an additional $6,000 out of that investment on your list price. And your holding costs are going to be lowered as well, because it's going to sell more quickly because the buyer can identify with the space.
Exactly, because people can see exactly what they're getting, and they can appreciate whatever price you put on it. When you're selling an empty home, your people are bidding low. They're trying to figure out, is this really worth it? But they see it staged. A lot of people want to buy it furnished.
That's exactly right.
I don't know if Chris is still on the line, but I'd like to advise Chris that if you're buying and flipping properties, that if you're doing any renovation, it is important to speak with Lisa Pelk of Bella Casa Staging and Redesign. She can assist with the design of your renovation so that you maximize the value of the flip as well.
And we really appreciate it. Thank you for calling in, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much. Very good show. Thanks a lot.
And we
Bye-bye.
have just a few seconds left. Give out your information, Jonathan, on how they can reach you.
Well, I'm best reached through the law office of Lack and Lack Chartered at area code 321-953-5115 or at lacklaw.com.
And Lisa?
My number is area code 321-837-9808. My website is bellacasastagingandredesign.com.
Thank you again for joining us on Your Hometown Solutions. And together we discuss everything from foreclosures to Feng Shui. Thanks, everyone. Please visit our site at www.yourhometown.com.